Okay. All right, so guys, I'm going to explain to you when it's winter time and you can't see any leaves, how you can identify maple trees. Okay? There's two different types of branching. There's opposite branching and alternate branching. Opposite is when the branches come off from the opposite sides, directly across from each other.
Just
okay?
like that one.
Just like this one. This is a maple tree limb.
It's just like stick.
In our area where we live, maple, ash, dogwood, and buckeyes are the four main trees that have opposite branching.
Daddy, it doesn't have one branch, two branch, three branches. It doesn't have three branches.
Well, these ones are broke off, see, but they were going to be opposite. But in our area, we only have those four trees. So a way to remember that is mad buckeye. Maple, M, ash, A, D for dogwood, and buckeye. So mad buckeye. Buckeyes look very different. Dogwood trees are small. They're the trees that flower
Daddy,
in spring.
be careful.
Ash trees around here are almost all dead because we had a beetle or some kind of a beetle or a bug that killed most of them. So in the wintertime, if you just look up and look at the limbs, you'll be able to look up and see this opposite branching.
So that means
And that is a maple, most likely.
So it's either a
After
maple.
you know it's a maple, then you then start looking at the bark and you'll start to learn.
I
This
see
is what
one way up there that is the same.
yeah, it's opposite. So this is alternating. See how it alternates?
Yeah, it
It goes back and forth all the way up.
Yeah.
They don't come across from the same spot. I'm not sure what this
Daddy,
is.
I told you to be careful.
You did.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's bites on it.
Oh, so here's what we're going to tap this tree.
Okay.
Why are we going to tap the tree, Layton?
Because to lay our own syrup.
Exactly.
And it's maple tree.
So a maple tree, there's different kinds of maples, and certain ones do better than others. But a good rule of thumb is somewhere between a 45 or 50 to 1 ratio. So it takes somewhere between 45 to 50 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup.
Ow!
Yeah. So what happens is we will tap the tree, and I bought the taps that are non-invasive. So these go into the tree, and the tube goes into a container, and no bugs or dirt or anything can fall in because it's kind of an all-sealed system. The old style was like a trough you would put into a tree and hang a bucket, and then it would drop out and fall in a bucket, and you put some kind of a lid over the bucket, but debris and bugs could still get in it. So this is kind of like a sealed system. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to put a tap in this tree. We're going to drill a hole in this tree. We don't want to put it upward angled. We want to do a slightly low angle.
Okay.
And we want it to be longer.
Because you want the syrup to come out this way, not
Correct.
like kind of.
We want it to be a little bit deeper than this. Okay, so that it'll all come in here to a void. So when there's a void inside the tree, the sap will go to that void and then come out this tube. So if you look at it, we got to have it in at least that far. So I pretty much go almost all the way in to make a void in there. All right, McKenna, since you're the oldest, I'm going to let you do the drill.
Yay!
Okay? Now here's what we got to pay attention. Hold that for a minute.
Can the camera see this?
Yeah, the camera sees the tree and everything.
Okay.
We're going to stick this in here like this. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here. I've already drilled a hole in this lid, so then it'll drain down in there, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to prop this somewhere that it's not going to move easy, okay? And then look, so somewhere around in here, not that much of that. That's good. Let me get you started a little bit. Okay, now hold the drill. All right, so a little bit less angle. Okay, now hold your hand tight against the back and press the button. Okay, now pull it out. Keep drilling. See how it cleans it? It slings all the stuff off. Take it back in there. Keep going. Push it hard. Pull it out. Go back in. Out. In. Okay. Pull it out. Then we'll go one with the clean out one. Now if you look, is that dry or wet?
That's wet.
Look at it running out.
Oh my god!
You see it?
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes the stuff that we're gonna use. That's gonna.
That is the sap.
We didn't hurry
Here.
up and put that.
Hold that.
No.
Hold on. I want to get a close up of the sap right
Can
now.
I be going to
Hold on. All right. McKenna, that's the hole you just drilled in the tree. If you look closely, the sap is running out of the tree right now.
Yeah, we need to hurry up and do something. Are we going to use the hammer to bang it in?
We are. We're going to tack it in. We're not going to bang it in. We're just going to tack it in. We're going to hit it, okay?
So when he's putting it in, we're also going to tack it.
Yeah, I'm going to stick it in here. All right, come here, Briella.
Daddy, why don't you do this?
Well, you've got an important job here. Just a second. Abby, go hard. All right, Layton, you want to finish it?
You got to hold it.
Reach up and pound it.
It's not coming out. Oh yeah, it's already coming out.
Hit harder.
Can we go on like a little walk since we're already out here?
All right, let me see it. Let me check it. Make sure it's in far enough.
Whoa.
All right, it's good. All right, do y'all see that?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
Look at it dripping. It's constant drip.
Whoa, we need to get a close up.
We will. Now here's what's cool, guys. Listen, the sap only flows like this certain times of year. It's when it gets really cold at night, around freezing, and then gets warm during the day. Well, last night it was 32 degrees. Today it got up to 50.
So that's
Why the sap is flowing in the trees, okay?
Daddy,
Now, what, buddy?
where's the iron?
I've got a tree tap right over here and down here.
What is
We're
this
going to
bucket
go
for?
to collect sap in.
Wait,
We're
we're
going
going
to pour
to
the
do
sap
that
from
one
the other
too?
buckets and put it into there. I've already got 2 taps. I tapped 2 last night.
After this, we need to go check those and see how it's going.
Yep.
Whoa.
All right, hold on.
It's already filling up past the bottom. It's so cool. Yeah,
All right, so that sap's dripping in there. It'll drip like that for quite a while.
yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to leave that there?
I've actually filled up a whole bottle like that overnight before.
Dad. Wait, where's your stick? My stick's up there. I'll use mine. I have 3 sticks full.
All right, girls and Layton,
Okay.
do you see how I got 3 taps into this one?
Yeah.
That's because this is such a big maple tree, okay?
Yeah. And
Since it's such a big tree.
because these other ones are connected to that one tree.
Yeah, so, yeah, since it's a bigger tree, you can put more taps in. Now, you have to be careful. If you tap a tree that's too small or put too many traps in a small tree, you could potentially damage the tree. And I do not tap the same tree every year. I give them, like, I alternate years, and I never use the same tap hole. I always go to a different new place. I don't know if that's correct, but that's the way I do it.
Yeah, you have that one.
All right. All right, you guys ready for the reveal?
Yeah.
See how much is in our bucket?
Yeah, my dad did this one. My daddy did.
Okay, you guys ready to check this one out?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, okay.
Hold on.
Oh God, I'm so nervous.
Hold that, buddy. Oh.
What? It's doing that up.
It might be full.
Are you kidding?
Okay.
Is it full? Is it like too full?
It's not too full.
My God.
Now listen, you see all this dirt on top?
Yeah.
We obviously do not want that dirt in our sack.
Yes.
So, I blow it off a little bit. I'm a little concerned here that it's full. Because, okay, here, look. You want to see something cool?
Yeah. Wait, you can drink that? Does it taste good?
Okay, here, let it run in your mouth.
I'm nervous. Does it taste good? I don't want
It just tastes like a little bit like water, but slightly off. Slightly off. Go down, lower. It's got to drain in your mouth, honey. You're not sucking it like a straw.
Daddy, I don't want to taste it.
Here.
Daddy, I don't want to taste.
Here, Riella.
Oh!
It just has a little off taste to it.
It's a little bit of, it kind of tastes,
It tastes like water, buddy. Come here, I want you to try it.
It kind of tastes like
here.
maple syrup. Yeah. It has a little hit of maple syrup.
You get a. Yeah, come on, buddy.
It tastes good.
Come on, the girls did it. You can do it. Come on, be tough. Come here, try it, buddy.
Do it. It's actually water. It's good.
Do it for mommy. Mommy's gonna watch this video.
It
You better come
like
here so you can tell mommy you tried it.
It tastes
Come
like
on.
unhealthy water.
Come here, buddy. It's just a little bit of water. See, look.
It's just really good. It honestly tastes really good.
Open your mouth.
It's just different.
Come here.
It does taste good.
I told you. All right.
Oh, I think it's gonna be full.
It's a lot.
Please have like apple juice.
Oh my gosh!
We have a full bucket.
It's full! Yay! Really? And there's still more in the tubes, like trying to come down. Oh my gosh!
All right. So that bucket is full enough. We're not going to be able to use that one.
I cannot believe it.
Hold that thing just like that, girls. All right.
Oh yay!
So our sap is all the way up to here. It quit flowing.
Halfway.
It quit flowing in because once the tubes are all submerged in the fluid, it no longer drains. It kind of vapor or hydraulic locks, I guess is what you'd call it. So we're going to put a lid on this one, close it up, and then we're going to move this one down out of our way.
Is it heavy?
Well, okay, so here's a cool thing.
Are we gonna let it?
Listen to me. McKenna just asked if that was heavy. Most fluid, like water, weighs roughly 8 pounds per gallon. Okay? Listen to me, 8 pounds per gallon. That is a 5-gallon bucket. So if you have 5 gallons.
It's 8 times 5.
8 times 5, what's the answer?
Hang on. $40.
40.
40.
So
It weighs 40 pounds.
roughly 40 pounds.
Daddy, if you did 5 plus 10.
So we're gonna let this
Daddy, if you did.
Yeah, so this one will, hopefully this bucket here will fill up overnight.
Yeah. What if we run out of buckets?
I'm only going to tap around 15 gallons worth. That'll make us somewhere around, I think, 32 ounces
I hope it's like
syrup. If I
9 gallons.
remember correctly. I think I calculated
I
that.
hope it's 10 gallons.
Yeah.
That's
Well, we've already got 5 gallons. That's a pretty good haul for one night. That
We
was,
just need 10 more
that was
gallons.
3 taps in one tree. Created 5 gallons of water.
And it was still dripping.
And it would have done more, but the
Wait.
bucket got full.
How are we gonna boil all that water? We don't have a pot that big.
Well, you add a little bit, let it boil down, add a little bit, boil it down, and keep adding, okay?
Daddy,
All right, you guys ready to go check out the other tree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if it's so fully filled too?
All right, guys, now that we've collected the sap, I thought we'd come back and check our first one. This has been 20 minutes.
It's already.
It's 20 minutes of sap
It's
collection.
gonna be definitely full in the morning.
And it's constantly dripping. I got it.
maybe in the morning it will be half full.
So it's gonna be probably completely full.
All right, guys, we just got back to the house with our sap. We've got a total of 10 gallons collected in one night off of just 2 trees, which is pretty awesome. So, but here's the thing. We're not gonna be able to cook it down until Saturday. Today's Thursday.
Why can we not cook it until Saturday?
Because I've got to get my truck loaded for work tomorrow, and I've got to work all day tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. So, here's the thing about sap. It is perishable. That means it will spoil. It will go bad if it gets warm for very long.
But it's cold outside. So.
It is cold outside. I'm not 100% sure if it's cold enough yet, or how cold it's going to get tonight, but I'm going to check. Worst case scenario, you can stick the sap in the freezer. And we do have a chest style deep freeze that may have enough room to put the sap down in. I'm gonna check it, but first I'll probably check the weather channel and see if it's gonna be cold enough tonight not to worry about it. We can just leave it in the buckets, probably maybe inside the garage because it was still pretty cool in there. But the main thing you gotta remember is you gotta check sap every day because it can spoil out there. When it spoils, guess how you know it spoils? It's no longer clear like water. It starts to get like a yellowy cast to it.
Ooh.
So if it's clear as water, it should be good.
If it gets even a specky
If
yellow,
it starts looking yellow, it's going bad. At least that's my understanding. I am not an expert at this. This is the third time I've done this. No, this is the second time I've done this. It's been a couple years since I've done it last. This year, I do have a new rocket stove that me and some friends built. It's a stove that I can just cook on outside. I've showed you all the stove out here before. The
that black one?
Yep, the black one that I had built. It's really neat, and we'll do that Saturday. So cool. We might even get to try it a little bit tomorrow night.
What black cooker?
The black cooker over here. I'll show you when we go to cook the sap.
It has a big black
I know what you're talking about.
Is it the
I'll
meat
show you when
cooker?
we go to cook the sap,
Is
buddy.
it the meat cooker?
No.
No.
Okay, so we are cooking the maple sap, and I've been cooking it for a while. You can see it's turning like a caramel color. As I boil it down, I keep adding to it. And I also have a pot going on my grill to kind of preheat it so that every time I add more into here, it doesn't cool it down and as it get back up to temperature, start boiling again. So I kind of preheat a batch on the grill, bring it over here, and slowly add it into this pot, which I have on my rocket stove that we have built here. Not the prettiest thing in the world, but it works extremely well. So far we've made it about halfway through our sap. We've got about 15 to 16 gallons total. And I'm several hours into it here. It'll probably take me 4 or 5 more hours to get it down to where I'm close to being able to finish it off. All right, we're about 11 hours in. And I've got about 13 to 14 of the 15 to 16 gallons burned off here. So I'm almost finished. That is either the paint or the smoke coating on my pot, and it is burning off all the way around. It's amazing looking. I think it's like a smoke coating, carbon coating, and it's burning off. Okay, so always bring in the last little bit to the house into a clean pot and strain it, and usually put it through some kind of a cheesecloth or something to make sure to get all the any kind of debris out of it. And I bring it inside because it's a lot easier to control the heat. So I always bring it in here and finish it out. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm gonna have to look it up. Basically, when it becomes syrup is when the boiling point starts rising from 212. So I think 219 is the minimum that you're wanting to get to. I'm gonna have to look it up to be sure, but I'm pretty sure you boil it until the temperature reaches 219 degrees, and that's when there's enough water out of it to be classified as syrup. Okay, so 15 gallons is now down to this. This is our finished product. That's a 5-quart pot, so I'm gonna say roughly a quart, probably a little bit less, because I cooked it a little bit more than you have to. I did look it up, the minimum was 219 degrees, but I took it up to 225 just so I could have a thicker syrup. There you have it, we got just a little over a quart. This is a 16 ounce on the left, 2 8-ounce, and then a pint jar there on the end. It looks like it's not, here's the 1 cup, so 3/4 of a cup in the last one. Pretty good amount, a lot of work. Took me about 15 hours, so I'm assuming roughly a gallon an hour to boil it off.